Hello and welcome to the show. I am back on Planet Coaster, going to be building a motorsport theme park. With the latest update that added go-karts, added racing roller coasters now, it also added a whole bunch of props that mean, hopefully, I can actually, build a properly motorsport themed area. I tried a little bit before, it didn't quite work out, I just didn't have the tools available to me at the time. However, now I'm thinking that that I can. So, the way this series is going to work, I have gone on the Steam Workshop and got a map, I'll hopefully have a link in the description, to this area. Now, if you start off in sandbox mode, you kind of just give it a completely flat terrain and you spend forever trying to figure it out. And I'm not so good at creating like natural terrain, so I went and found something that was nice and interesting for me to sort of build upon. You know, we'll make the most of the terrain and use it at various points. I may well end up changing stuff around. I'll probably end up changing the trees a fair bit and so on, but it just gives us a base to work with, and it's sort of like an interesting base to work with, so there's sort of always some scenery going on. It's not a completely bland park. There is some floaty stuff around here that I obviously haven't got rid of. There was like a little camp down there that comes with sort of the initial map, but yeah, so we've got a nice little base. I've also spent some time getting some sort of basic buildings so that we can kind of get onto the exciting stuff of the rides and all of that fairly quickly, so we don't waste sort of whole episodes doing an entranceway and all of that kind of thing. Yeah, it should hopefully streamline the series and get into the go-karts and the roller coasters and all sorts of monstrosities that I will build. So, for our entranceway, what we're going to do is get rid of this guff immediately, because we don't want that there. We're going to get rid of that as well. I have to go into building, don't I, to get rid of entrances. There we go. Get rid of... Yeah, wave your hands all you like. There's no entrance there. Right, and then we go into blueprints, and here is our race entranceway. So the bridge is a new prop, along with kind of the flags, the tyre bundles, these little crash barriers. Some of these lamps that we've got inside, sort of modernish street lamps. There's all sorts of road signs as well that we can place around the park. Will make it really look the part, which is fantastic. And everything is all customizable, like colour-wise. I mean, so the tyre bundles, for example, we can have black and orange tyre bundles all the way around the park, which I very much look forward to placing. And I think I made a mess when I did this. Just noticed. Edit building. I have put these the wrong way around. Well done, me. Can we select you? Yes, we can. Move, spin them. So now they can actually get into the park. That'll be helpful. There's a lot of props around this little area, so you have to zoom quite close in to get to it. Right, that is going to be our entranceway. We're going to quickly connect it up. As far as paths go, like this black... what is it they call black vinyl is as close to a sort of tarmacy, racetracky thing as we can get. I guess, no. I mean, gravel, kind of. You can have gravel racetracks. These new wooden ones are quite nice, but not so good for what we're going to be using them for. So, yeah, we're going to have to use... oh, that's massive. We don't want that. We're going to have to use these to sort of doing this thing. And then we will fill down there. I'm not quite perfectly lined up. Doesn't really matter. Don't care. That's, yeah, our entranceway. And we're going to do the same on the other side as well. Now, we've got to be careful, of course. When you're when it's sort of starting off park, you're not going to have a huge number of guests. That will be absolutely fine for dealing with them. However, as the park gets bigger, we want kind of like a nice backbone road through the park. It tends to be what I build. So we're going to get this path. I think 8 will probably be good for that. So we can have like a nice backbone. And I kind of want the path to be relatively straight initially. So this means that we can get people in and out of the park nice and quickly. Sorry, bushes, you're going to have to go. As are a fair amount of these trees. If we delete up to there, I might delete a few too many trees. We'll possibly change that. We'll stick in some trees later on. If we bring in a nice long path. Don't try and connect it up to there just yet. So if we have a nice long straight path all the way in here, like so, and then we can just kind of head down here, and I don't want to do that. What I might do is delete over there, get a length of 1. Just try and so we can have a nice even smooth amount over here, like there, and then boing, boing, job done. That can be our nice little entranceway. And then what we can do is I might end up curving it around and taking it over here. We can have like a little path off over to this side. I might put in yeah, I might copy in some more trees just to sort of fill in that area again. Yeah, so then we've got our little backbone path that can get the majority of the crowds into the park and not causing trouble. We've also got I've got some shops and stuff built up as well, ready to go. But the focus of this first episode is going to be building a racing roller coaster. Now, I spent many hours on the old Roller Coaster Tycoon games trying to build racing roller coasters. Never worked. Ever. So I am hopefully going to be able to do it now. Fingers crossed. How well synced up they're going to be, I don't know. But we're going to give it a try. Now, as I said, I want this to be a motorsport-themed park. So we're going to stick to using vehicle-based rides as much as I can. I think I can do a fair amount. Of course, this is the ideal roller coaster for a motorsport park, the IndyCar. We're not going to use that one first. Of course, it's going to arrive at some point. However, the one we are going to use first is the vertical drop coaster. Now, admittedly, it's not the most car-like sort of cart. However, it does have Viper stripes on it, so I'm allowing it. Basically, that is my logic there. We are allowing the Typhoon roller coaster because it's got Viper stripes. It seems like sound logic to me. Anyway, where do we want to... Actually, I think we want to have this start facing this way, I think, and then we will... Yeah, so if we have... Okay, I've got a plan. Got a plan for what I want to have happen with my racing coasters. So we will have this here. Then we will just place that down for now. We'll get the other one alongside it. Coasters, 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 coasters. Typhoon. Now, we are going to, of course, be wanting to have the queue for this the other way, like so. Now, we want to move that together. We'll go back over here. That's the ticket. And then, oops, go into the finite move, just to get it as close as we can without it glitching through. And if we keep everything on an angle snap for now, it means that all of these will be perfectly aligned. We might come, of course, to when it comes to building other stuff, we're not going to have the angle snap on the entire time, but for the purpose of racing coasters, I'm wanting them as aligned as possible, to begin with at least. Right, so that is going to be our track. I'm going to kind of end up building both of these at the same time. Just to try and get some semblance of balance. I may well end up needing to sort of slow one down, depending on how they end up with each other, because I'm not going to be able to build them perfectly mirrored. So, yeah, we're going to have 1, 2... Do we want that? How high is that? That's to... We've got height markers on. How much does that go up to? 35 metres. Because what I want to then have is if we then level that out, can we then have a loop? We want to have a... Ooh... Could we have... Oh, could they loop between each other? Because my initial idea was to have just a simple vertical loop. To have a simple vertical loop. Was it vertical loop left? I think we'd want there. And then the other side have a vertical loop right. Okay, we need to go a little bit higher on the old chain lift. So how many blocks is that? 1, 2... 3, 4th one, and then over the top, like so. That's it's a big climb up the for the initial bit, and then if we have, so we bring that out to there, and that out to there, and then we go loop, vertical loop left. Oh, that is really close to the park. Now, because we want to then scoop this around, and I want to try and thread the needle and scoop that through the loop itself, but we're going to come back to that potentially in a minute, because we're going to go now do the same on the other side. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to do these symmetrical. 3, 4, was it 4? No, one more. Like that. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to get them symmetrical. However, this is kind of a little bit freehand, and yeah. It can never be perfectly symmetrical because they end up crashing into each other. So we've got to, yeah, have a little bit of leeway on them. Now, if we then start bringing this round, that might be a little bit of a G-force murder corner. Well, one G-force murder corner is okay. It's when there's like 4 or 5, that's when we have issues. Then we can loop that into... Oh, we don't want to loop that way, really, do we? No, we want to straighten that out. Can we straighten it out? We can. Perfect. So that can loop over there, and then we'll drop away over this side. Oh, trees in the way slightly. And then drop. I don't want to have too much, you know, the coaster just driving along on the flat and level, because that kills the excitement rating of it. And while I am doing this in sandbox mode, I do still want to make good, you know, good rides. I really wanted to do this series in the challenge mode, you know, where we have to worry about money and so on. However, the challenge mode just isn't practical. The issue with it being, A, it's really difficult to make money. It's incredibly slow to start with. The bigger problem, though, is trying to unlock go-karts, which are going to be a massively important part of this theme park. They're quite far through the tech tree. Takes a lot of time to get to them. So, yeah, it doesn't quite work for a challenge mode, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So, yeah, we're doing this in sandbox mode. Can I... no, I can't loop that through there. Actually, what we want to do is with this, we'll have that slightly wider turn coming through there, like so. In fact, we want that to level off a bit, don't we? I think if we have that leveling off, roll that. There we go. Look at that. Sit that on the flattened level. That can then be getting ready for the next turn. I should probably get these start testing just to make sure that the actual ride is working at the moment, and then we can drop that down. Is that banked the right way? So again, I'm trying to avoid any real big death murder corners. That can have a swoop down there, and then we can straighten it up. I think it's a little bit of a wider turn on this side than it was on the previous coaster. And then we can not quite have got that one right, but it'll do. That is going to quickly, you will quickly realise that is going to be the motto of this park. It'll be that'll do. Then that can go there. Right. For now, I'm liking the look of that. For now, I'm liking the look of that. Which one? That one there's going. I do always tend to build these while they've got the carts going around as a test. It's just to, you know, make sure that I don't spend forever building a coaster, turn out it doesn't work. And I love that Planet Coaster allows you to have these, you know, kind of ongoing tests as you're building them. Well, this is a fairly decent sort of sync up we've got going on here with these two setting off. It should be fairly close for this first part because it is relatively similar. I think one of them's a little bit. I mean, the right-hand side, as we're looking at it now, is a little bit longer because it's got to sweep around the other circuit, but I'm hoping we can sort of loop it back together again and we can even it out. And down it dives, up towards a very, very big loop. Or just has the speed to get over it. That's a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but there we go. Do we have the speed to get up here? Yes, we do. Okay, because it's only just getting up to it, we're not actually going to have the horrendous murder-death corners. I can live with that. I can live without horrendous death murder corners. So can the, hopefully, people that are going to ride on the roller coasters. Awesome. Right, what are we going to do here to make it exciting then? Do we go for a... You see, I kind of want them to be crossing over as much as possible, because that's, you know, that's half the fun of these coasters. So what if we bring this back over this way? Will that go over there? No, it won't. It's a little bit too close. So if we just extend that out there, and then what if we have a non-inverted loop? How does that work? Oh, I guess it kind of twists you back up the right way. That's peculiar. I would have thought that's worse than a proper loop. Sorry, I went to look for corkscrews. It'll be in rolls, won't it? That's never going to have speed for corkscrew. We want corkscrew. Ooh. Could we... What was that? That was a cutback. Could we use one of... Ooh, I like that as a turn. There is an idea in here that could be amazing. I don't know if we're actually going to have the speed for that to work, though. Dive loops. We want... Ooh, we could have a heart line. How do we not crash into each other? That's the difficulty there. Where's a simple... Oh, vertical. Bloody hell, no. It's cool. Again, I'm just trying to think, how on earth do I mash it up so that the other side can still fit in? Because the other side's going to have to go behind it. And the other side can do a heart line. I quite like... Oh, not heart line, sorry, 0G. Where's the corkscrew? I think I had corkscrews. Here we go. Corkscrew entry. I'm wondering if we're actually going to have a speed for that. Because these are... not the fastest coasters I've ever built. Yeah, okay, let's just give that a try. Oops. So that's corkscrewing its way around there. If we just say done for that for now, and then we edit the track here, then if we start bringing this up for a corner, like so, then that's going to be at a level with the other coaster. Drop that down like that. It's a little bit higher than the other one, so maybe if we flatten that out there, and this will give it a little bit more speed to then go and try and do the corkscrew that I want it to. This is going to be a real tangled mess. That's there we go. So we've got corkscrew entry. Okay, we go one further along the straight there before we... Why is that twisted? All sorts of wonky. Just sit flat there. Just a second sit flat, and then we can go for a corkscrew entry that way, and then exit there. Okay, it's not quite perfectly in line, but it's doing the job. Will the coaster be fast enough to get around the corkscrew? That is the question. Yeah, they both are. They're both kind of on edge with going around it. There's, again, not the fastest. That does kind of keep the G-forces down, though, which is nice. So then once we're out of that, we will drop this down. Now, which roller coaster am I building? Which station do I have to aim? Can you... I wonder if you could loop them up so you start in one station and end in a different station. That could be quite fun. I don't know if it lets you do that. That could be quite interesting. Indeed. What happens if we twist that out? I kind of want to go for one last sort of loop around, possibly. Is that going for a tree? Yes, it is. If we just click done for now, get rid of that tree. It's going to be the way. We'll have to get rid of that one as well. That's now on the flattened level. Edit track. Do we want to... You've got to be careful. I say got to be careful. I just don't want to build like a boring end to what is an exciting ride. We'll just have another little drop. Ooh. Okay, maybe not quite that much. I was wondering if I could loop it. You can actually loop it underneath, but of course we've not got the height. And I don't really have the speed to go too crazy with that sort of thing. Then loop it back around. Like so. And I don't know what station I'm at. Hold on. Let's just go back. That's a little too much of a drop there. That's a really nasty twist to get into that turn. Then I think we're aiming for... I'm hoping we're aiming for that station, because that's the one we're lined up for. And a wiggle to finish. A little bit of an awkward wiggle to finish, but there we go. Is that coaster on the... Yes, it is on the go at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's have a watch of it around these final few bits. So it's going to twist over there. And please have enough speed to make the last climb and drop into the finish. Yeah, pretty good, actually. Pretty happy with that. That will come across the finish line. Oh, it's kind of quite high on the fear, but the excitement rating is good enough. Results, it has a minimum for max vertical G7. That's quite a lot, but that's it. It's rideable. It's not going to be too unusable. Then we got to go finish off this one here in a similar manner, and then we're going to see which one is winning the race. Basically, whichever one is winning the race, or whichever one isn't winning the race, we'll have to speed up or put brakes on the other side. It's more a case of speed up, but it's going to be very, very difficult too. That's what always the challenge with a racing roller coaster is how do you... Yeah, how do you sync it up to have an exciting, keep them as similar in terms of speed as possible while still being usable for whatever purpose it is and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know whether we've got it right. These kind of got off a little bit off sync at the very end here just to finish it up, but I'm hoping it's going to be close enough. I am curious about fear. Where is it that the... Yeah, it's fear that we want to look at. Where is it that it's getting the silly Gs? If it's just at like the very end of the track that's slightly broken it, then we can fix that. That's not a problem if the G-force goes crazy at some one particular point on the track, and that's across the line for that coaster. That one there, a little bit more on the acceptable level. So let's just have a quick heat map. Heat map is what we want, isn't it? Fear. Where is it then? Yeah, okay, so it's this... Oh, okay, so it's the actually it's a corkscrew that's more intense on this side than it is on the other side. I mean, 6.1 is acceptable. It's just a little higher than I would like. Okay, so if we... I mean, both roller coasters are now complete, so I'm just going to place entranceways and exits. We've not got a massive amount of station on these. Seeing as there's two near identical roller coasters either side, I'm not really expecting... Oh, why am I trying to place an entrance over there? I'm a tit. I'm not expecting a terrible queue for these rides. Why is... Ah, right, okay, it's not been placed properly. Now it has. Sure. Okay, that's fine. Have we managed to break it? No, we haven't. Good, good. I am glad to see I haven't broken it completely. And then entrance this side, exit that side. Try and get them off the ride as quick as possible. Now, how do we... I didn't think to create coaster change, make coaster start at the same time, provided their load rules have been met. So if we then do that, confirm. Okay, so that should now have both of them. Chain testing, yes. Why are you... Okay, I don't know why. Let's just stop. Right, so we should be coaster chain test. Haha! We're off! We're ready to go. Oh, which one do we want to ride? No, actually, I've got to watch this. We will go on the ride. We will go on the ride. However, I have got to watch this to see how they fare. Now, what we could do... I don't know if I can set the drop time, like the wait time up here. If one of them is a little bit ahead of the other, we can have one hold and have the other one trying to catch up. That sort of thing could be quite cool. I'm loving this mess of roller coaster we've got going on at the moment. It's brilliant. I mean, that is just the sight you want to see when you come into a theme park, is a tangle of roller coaster. That is always a good sign. If this like syncs up really well, I will be astounded and really happy. I know it's not going to, but oh, so one got dropped a little bit before the other. Okay, let's see how they fare then. Maybe that one there's loop is a bit lower. Oh, that's why he's got more speed, because his loop's lower. Crap. Okay, let's see how they're doing. Okay, I don't know why that loop is lower, because I was doing the same thing. Near enough. So if we can get this loop here a little higher, so let's just close and close for a second. Edit track. Yeah, because that's at 28 meters as opposed to however high the other one is. If we put that as high as it goes, so that's now at 30 meters. Done. This one here that's at 33, and I'm not sure. Okay, well we can't change that anymore, really. Realistically, yeah, we can't change that anymore. Oh, no, wait, close. I've got to keep them both closed, because I don't know how it's going to happen if we then... Alright, so then we hit that testing. Right, so that's going to make it now a little bit slower for this other car. I've got to make sure, though, that doesn't screw him over around the corkscrew area, because he was already not massively quick at that part. This is where the tinkering comes in to make sure that they line up in terms of speed. I don't know how I've cocked that one. I think I cocked it up somewhere around with where they head up towards the loop is what's giving me slight issues there. But what can we do other than be perfect, which I am quite clearly not. Right, you hold and ready. Oh. Did we drop in a slightly different order there? I think we did. Okay, never mind. So as we go around the loops... Yeah, so that one is still faster around the loop, but I think it might have a slightly longer course towards the end. So then they meet again through the middle, up towards the corkscrew section. So that one there's going upside down as it heads over the other one. That's quite cool. And then we head back towards the finish line. It's still marginally... it hasn't really slowed it down that much. It's still marginally ahead as it goes into the finish. Okay. Okay, what we can do is... what we can do is we can just give it a bigger jump towards the end line here. So if we go from this part, if we just drag this up... I say a bigger jump, I don't know why I said a bigger jump. Oh, don't want to do that particularly. Undo. There we go. So it's now just got a bigger hill to go over. It will slow it down some more. And that will work. Right, and again, we want to close. I think it was on this one that the chain was. I like that you can have up to 5 roller coasters as well. This is me just trying to sync up 2 roller coasters. I can't imagine trying to do 5. I mean, I can. We probably will at some point. know what you guys are like for wanting me to do crazy stuff. Yeah, we'll probably end up building 5 and try and have them all race one another. I'm not even sure we got... we could probably find space for 5. We could probably find space. Right, you're going to then sit at the top. What doesn't help is they do seem to have a little bit of a random delay on the drop. We might be able to change. Might be able to give it a fixed delay. Because, yeah, if the... Yeah, there is. There is definitely a random delay on that. I might want to try and stop that, because that's going to screw over my timings. Even if we get everything spot on elsewhere, that's going to make a nuisance of it. Right, we'll have to try and fix that. Then cross it. This time around here, it's looking brilliant. It's absolutely perfectly in sync as they twist over one another and head around the corkscrew. Now down towards their final drops. It's a bigger one for our... Oh, that's quite a nasty turn now. Oh, look at that. Brilliant run in. Is that going to be now horrendously terrifying? Actually, it's better. It's better and more exciting. Okay, that's cool. I'm liking that. That does seem to be working. But can we... Ah, right. Okay, so yeah, minimum hold delay and maximum hold delay are the same. So if we set it to 3 each, I think, is what we want. No, wait, because that one there was a big delay, and that kind of synced up very well. So if we give that one there 3, and then we give the other one 2... Let's go... no, that's not what we want to do, is it, at all? What am I doing? What am I doing? Edit track. That's where we find the information that we want. So then if we have this one here at 2... Done. Then we will go... Stop. Test. That should work. I might have built my first racing roller coasters that actually function as racing roller coasters. They should both be rideable. We will fart around with queues and so on quickly, just to, yeah, get that, kind of get that done and out of the way. But it looks the part. It looks brilliant as well from the entranceway. You walk into the park. Oh, let's get this, like a ground camera. You walk into the park, and that is the sight you see. That is pretty much what you want, isn't it? From a theme park. That is the sight you are expected to be greeted with. Oh, have we gone back into the right mode? No, we haven't. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be behind a little bit on the drop, but it will make up the time through the loop, because for whatever reason it's slightly steeper. And then we are going to loop ourselves around. Please be timed, please be timed. It looks pretty close. Yeah, because then he's gonna sweep around a tighter corner to try and get in. It's close enough for me. It's close enough for me on that. I mean, hell, we could leave it at the random delay, and then that would give the coasters on a slightly longer chance a possibility of winning. Could be quite interesting. I don't know. Let me know. Do you want me to keep it at a fixed delay so it's always going to be close, or do you want me to leave it at a random delay in that it might give the... I mean, I could probably work the random delay to give the slightly longer coaster a little bit more of a chance. Like, skew it a second in that coaster's favour so that it can possibly work. Quite like that idea. I don't know. Let me know whether you'd rather have that or whether you'd rather have a consistent... Because you might end up with ones that aren't particularly close, but... Yeah. Okay, and then we will... Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. We don't want a giant path. We want to put that back down to 4, don't we? Right, and then we will have that head around here. Around this way, and then we can loop it back down here, and then back out again, and then we can probably put like some shops or a food court area along. Actually, what we could do is we could have, yeah, some shops or food court area along that kind of pathway there. We'll do the same again over this side. Drop down. We have to kind of aim for a little bit of a gap through there. Great, path can go around there. Oh, it actually does automatically delete the... what's it called? I don't have to go through manually deleting the... I've forgotten the name of them now. How have I forgotten the name for that? Supports! There we go. I know words. I think. Oh, and naturally, for all of our rides, we've got to have orange queue paths. You know, we've got to keep up the theme here. We've got to keep up the theme. Now, we will do some decorating of the paths and for the queue area at some point. Actually, okay, why am I bothering? Because if we just go through there, it will apparently delete them. Yeah, we'll do some theming of the queue paths, etc. at some point. For now, though, we are just going to settle for a nice long queue. We'll go around some trees, get some nice shrubbery in the for the queue, and then you can go and sort of sit underneath, or stand underneath the coaster as it's whizzing by overhead, and then we'll join onto there, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Well, maybe we'll go underneath the, yeah, we'll go underneath this way, actually. Let's keep that support in, because, you know, the sudden dip there is quite an important thing to have supported, let's face it. And then we'll kind of loop this around. We'll loop this one here in a little bit of a tighter knot. We'll get rid of one of those supports, that's fine. And then we can park that there. Brilliant. Okay, final checks and all of that. This one here is a little bit more exciting, but a little more terrifying, slightly nauseous. That one there is pretty much for everyone. What I am going to do is give each of them... where is it? Operation number of cars. Each of them can have 2 cars. If we just stop the chain... Oh, can I do it from both sides? I think I can set the chain off going from both sides, yeah. No coasters in this chain are able to be opened. Yeah, that's because they've got to be tested with a second cart. But we might as well have a second cart on the go, just to be ready. I think that is our park pretty much ready to, well, ready to open. In fact, it has opened because there are people streaming in immediately. The coasters are only testing at the moment, guys. Be a little bit patient. Oh, we haven't ridden them. Bug out. Let's get on the ride camera. We won't go on this one. We'll go on the next cart. Here we go. Oh, it actually queues and waits. That's quite mean. Off they go. And then we're going to sit. Ready for the race. They're going to be dropped first. I think, yep, they're off. And here we go. We're down. With these like vertical drop coasters, I was at Thorpe Park a couple of weeks ago now, and they have their saw coasters, a vertical drop one. Often the like sheer climb, like the vertical climb bit to start, is almost worse than the drop. In fact, it's actually really cool when they've got the other carts going around as well, because you end up seeing them on the track as well. That's fantastic. I really like it. And then up, and then down towards that. That's a neck snapping turn if ever I saw one, but apparently it's doable. Right, so then we will go... Ding! The roller coasters are open. Let's just have a look. How much G-force is pulled at the destruction corner? It's terrible. Never mind. We had to fit... That's actually not the worst part of it either. Lateral G, yeah, 3G there. Vertical G and forward G. So yeah, that corner's quite bad for vertical and... lateral there is 3G from both of them. That one, there's 7G at the bottom of the loop. That's fine. You know, people are going to go on it. In fact, people are currently going on it. Right. Then we just need to have names for these. I was thinking Mustang and Camaro would be a fitting name for these. Because you know we need some great rivalries for racing roller coasters. So that will be our first 2 rides. Yeah, up and running. Well, that's the start of our Motorsport Theme Park. Please do leave suggestions for the name of the park in the comments. I will have a look through, and my favourite shall be used for the name. That's gonna be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.